you've been following me for a while, you know I manage a whole mix of teams across my YouTube projects and online businesses. And honestly, handling payroll between all of them was getting a little messy. So I started looking into different payroll services to try and simplify the process. Some were clunky, some came with hidden fees, while others just didn't deliver what I needed. But after trying quite a few, the ones that really made an impression were Gusto, ADP, and Paychex. Each of them handles payroll and HR a little differently, and depending on your setup, one could end up being a way better fit than the others. So in this video, we're going to see how each of those platforms work. I'll take you through the main features, the pricing, and share my own experience using them day to day. We'll get into where each one shines and falls short, and which sorts of businesses each one is best suited for. So whether you're just getting your brand off the ground or scaling up fast, stick around to see which of these 3 payroll services could be the right fit for you.
A quick heads up, I have put affiliate links in the description for everything we're covering. If you use them, I do earn a commission at no extra cost to you, which helps support the channel.
Now, let's jump on in. All right, so we're going to start things off with Gusto, because out of all the payroll tools I've tried, this one honestly felt like the most beginner-friendly option right out the gate. The dashboard is super clean, the layout is intuitive, and nothing about the setup feels too complex or overwhelming. It walks you through each step, so even if you've never handled payroll before, you're not going to feel lost. I ran a test payroll within minutes, and one thing I appreciated from the jump is that Gusto doesn't charge you extra for off-cycle runs. So if you ever need to send out a last-minute bonus or fix an error, you can do that without incurring an extra cost. Now, what made Gusto stand out is just how much they've managed to include within one streamlined platform. It's not just payroll. You get automatic tax filings for W-2s and 1099s, as well as direct deposit, benefit management tools, and even some light HR features like onboarding and hiring workflows. Time tracking is built in as well, and it works well even for remote teams. You can enable geolocation for clock-ins, manage paid time off, and approve hours, all from either the dashboard or the mobile app. I've used it to manage a few different teams, and the experience has been smooth across the board. Now, from the employee side, Gusto also makes things super convenient. Team members each get their own login where they can view pay stubs, check how much PTO they've got left, and even make benefit selections themselves. So that cuts down on a lot of small admin tasks and back and forth messages, which is something I really noticed once my team grew past, just a couple of people. Though if I'm being honest, Gusto's reporting tools are a bit basic compared to more advanced platforms. You can run the standard payroll summaries and tax reports, but if you're trying to generate custom analytics or deep financial breakdowns, the options can feel a little limited. It gets the job done for most people, but if you're managing multiple departments or need detailed job costing reports, you might find yourself wishing for a bit more flexibility. But price-wise, Gusto keeps things very transparent. There are 4 main plan options to choose from. The simple plan, for starters, costs around $50 a month plus $6 per employee and covers the basics like payroll, tax filing, basic PTO policies, and holiday pay. If you need features like multi-state payroll, next day pay, or time tracking, they have the Plus plan at $80 per month plus $12 per employee. But if you need more advanced HR support and a dedicated success manager, there is the premium tier at $180 a month plus $22 per employee. Now, they do also offer a contractor-only plan if you're not working with W-2 employees, which is free in and of itself and just costs an additional $6 per person. So, in my opinion, Gusto's services are ideal for small to mid-sized businesses. They want something easy to use, but still packed with useful features. The value is very solid, and you do not have to be a payroll expert just to get up and running. And honestly, it's one of the most efficient and well-rounded payroll systems I've ever used. All right, now let's shift gears a little and take a look at ADP. It's been around forever, basically, and honestly, there's a reason it's still one of the most widely used options to this day. What really makes ADP stand out is how well it scales. Whether you're paying 2 employees or managing a team of a couple thousand, they've got built-in systems that can support your unique situation. I tested out their Run platform, which is geared specifically towards small businesses, and while the interface isn't exactly as sleek as something like Gusto, it still works pretty well once you get familiar with it. Now, where ADP really shines is when it comes to compliance and support. If you're working across multiple states or in a highly regulated industry, this is where having ADP can be very useful, since it takes care of full-service payroll, automatic tax filing, wage garnishment, even things like managing state unemployment insurance. Plus, you get access to HR tools like background checks, new hire reporting, and built-in training modules. Though one thing to do keep in mind is that while ADP has a ton of tools, the setup process is definitely a little more hands-on. Compared to something like Gusto, which walks you through everything right away, ADP might require a bit more time and back and forth with support to get everything configured the way you want, especially if you're integrating with accounting software or bringing over data from another system. It's not exactly plug and play. That said, once you're set up, it runs very smoothly. But something I personally appreciated was how flexible their system is. You're not stuck with a rigid layout. You can customize your plan, add only the tools you actually need, and make adjustments as your business evolves. They also offer a mobile app for both admins and employees, where team members can check pay history, download tax forms, and update their personal info from their phones. That is a huge time saver when you got multiple people asking for the same info week after week. As for pricing, ADP offers 4 main tiers: Essential, Enhanced, Complete, and HR Pro plan, and each unlocks more features as you move up. Now, the actual cost is going to greatly depend on the size of your business, as well as payroll frequency and the features that you're after. Like, for example, I got a quote for the Enhanced plan for a business with 25 employees paid bi-weekly. ADP estimated around $150 per payroll, plus $2.11 per employee. So it's not the most affordable option out there, but considering the level of support as well as compliance coverage and HR tools that it provides, it's priced more like a long-term investment than a budget tool. So overall, I'd say it's best geared for businesses that seek a reliable payroll system that is tried and true, especially if you're managing a remote or multi-state team.
If you want to check out what we're covering today, we have affiliate links in the description. Using those earns us a commission at no extra cost to you, which really helps support the channel.
All right, so rounding out the list for today, we have Paychex. And of the 3 options we've looked at, this one kind of lands in the middle. It's not as modern or flashy as Gusto and not as enterprise heavy as ADP, but it brings you a nice balance of flexibility, solid payroll tools, and reliable HR support. The dashboard is clean and straightforward. Once you're inside, everything from payroll to reporting to HR tasks is very easy to manage. I also found the setup process to be pretty quick. Onboarding was done within 48 hours, and their 24/7 support was there if anything came up. When it came to features, Paychex covers all the payroll essentials. You got automated tax filing with their tax pay system, direct deposit, detailed payroll journals, and built-in reporting. You also get access to time and attendance tools with features like mobile clock-in and geofencing, which is super useful if you're managing hourly staff or multiple locations. Now, one thing that stood out to me was how customizable their whole setup is. Whether you're in retail, healthcare, running a remote team, you can tweak the features and reporting options to fit your workflows. Plus, their reports cover more than just the basics. You can generate detailed financial summaries, job costing reports, or even break things down by department, which makes payroll reviews a heck of a lot easier. That said, I did notice that certain parts of the interface felt a little dated. It's functional and totally does what it needs to, but if you're someone who's big on design and user experience, especially when switching between modules, it might not feel quite as seamless as something like Gusto. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but it is something I picked up on during my day-to-day use. Now, in terms of pricing, Paychex offers 3 main plans: the Select, Pro, and Enterprise, and the cost really depends on your specific needs. Prices start at $39 a month, plus $5 per employee, which will get you the core payroll tools and basic HR support. But if you want access to more advanced features like a dedicated HR advisor, general ledger reporting, or learning modules, you'll need to look at the higher tier plans. And those are going to be quote-based, but typically come out somewhere between $18 and $26 per employee, depending on what you choose to include. All in all, Paychex is a solid choice for businesses that are in that mid-growth phase, ones that need more structure and support than Gusto offers, but aren't quite at the scale where ADP makes sense. It's dependable and provides a solid mix of features, along with the ability to grow into more advanced services without having to overhaul everything later on. But the overall takeaway here is that a payroll service can seriously cut down the admin headaches, but it's gotta be the right one for you. And all 3 of these have something that can make your life easier. Gusto is the pick if you want to go clean, modern, and fully automated right out the gate. ADP is built more for compliance and scale, especially if your business is already huge and you need more enterprise level stuff. And Paychex sits kind of in the middle with flexible tools, solid HR features, and straightforward pricing. But they are all strong picks. It really just depends on how involved you want to be, how your company's set up, and how complex your payroll is going to get as the business grows. And that's all for this review. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more just like this. this.
And don't forget, you can find the affiliate links for what we covered right below this video. If you use them, we earn a commission at no extra cost to you, which really does help support the channel.
Also, if you're interested in working with us or sponsoring a future video, you can reach out using the email that's also down in the description. Now, as always, I really enjoy hearing your thoughts, so go ahead and leave any questions or comments down below, and I'll try to get back to them as fast as I can. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.